You are listening to the Unleashed and Aligned podcast, where we strip away the noise, unleash our truth, and align with our highest self. I'm your host, Felicia Dom, certified life coach, Reiki practitioner, and chakra guide, here to help women find deep love and interconnection within themselves. This podcast is here to increase awareness, inspire your journey, and educate you as you reclaim your energy and rise fully into who you are. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back to the Unleashed and Aligned podcast. And today I feel like is a special episode because it is something that I have contemplated for many years. And I am sure that there's so many of you out there as well, contemplating probably the exact same thing that I have strived to figure out, and that is, what is my life's purpose? What is my soul's purpose here? And before I jump into today's episode, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the journey that I've had in this kind of self-discovery. So when I was really young, I really felt such a need to hurry up and figure out why I was here so I could essentially go where I don't even know if I'm not sure exactly what I believed in, but I was just like, I need to get off this planet. I had this, it's so hard to describe because I feel like my logical brain would be like, you would just die, but I felt really I've been here before and I don't want to do this again. And I felt like this for a very long time in my life where I'm just like, I really can't stand this place. I don't want to be here. And it's taken me several years to really accept, and I would say within the last year is really when I came to more of a spiritual awakening of accepting like this part of me that I feel like it was really stuffed deep down because I, as I was growing up, there's societal things that come into play where you wouldn't be talking about that stuff like, oh, I've been here before and I don't want to be here. People would think you're crazy. So I think part of me like stuffed that down, and I really didn't understand why I had such a, I want to say like depression inside of me and this deep like sadness, almost like a grief or something. I would describe it for a lot of my life. And this, yeah, I would just say this really profound sadness. And I had stuffed it down and I almost masked it with living and just, okay, how do I make money? How do I do the things? How do I like just go through the motions? And when I started really trying to discover what it was that I was very sad about, I realized that I was like chasing this idea that there's this one thing that I needed to learn in order to be free and in order to essentially just spend my time here, get this thing accomplished and go. It was like a job that you go to and you wrap up your day and you leave. It's almost like that was in my head. And I had spent a lot of money on different people telling me things that it wasn't the answers that I wanted because I wanted a concrete, like, this is what you need to do. These are the steps. It's like when you're trying to lose weight and you just want somebody to tell you exactly what to do, although when somebody tells you exactly what to do, you don't want to listen to it because you're like, I don't want to diet and exercise. I don't want to do that. So what else can I do? And this journey has really brought me into this amazing spirituality that I now have and this amazing view that I have in my life, which I absolutely love. And there was a time when I first started my really profound spiritual journey where I just wanted to like speed up the process. I was like, just get me to this end result, get me to this end goal of this enlightened state, right? How can I get there the fastest? And I realized that this was just me in this pattern of hurry up and get the results so that I can go mentality and thinking. And so in my quest to become this amazing enlightened being so that I could dispel into the ether, I have realized that you definitely can't take this journey quickly, and the slower you go, the actual faster that things start to open up. And really taking the time to evolve yourself, evolve your experiences, evolve your soul. I don't think there's ever a final destination for this. I truly don't believe that. I think there's infinite amounts of knowledge in the world and infinite ways to become more spiritual, become more aware, become more part of your whole conscious being. And the more that I dive in, the less I know, and the more I realize that I will probably be dead before I reach where I want to go, and that's totally okay with me. I am completely satisfied with that because it is the journey that creates this awareness that I have now. It's within that journey that I find everything that I need. It's not the destination. And I've heard that before, and quite frankly, it used to irritate me because I would be like, What? Where am I supposed to be going?" But it really is in the path where you have so much enlightenment and experiences that blow you away and that create purpose and that create a sense of conscious awareness and create more presence. And when I finally was aware of this, and this is part of why I created this podcast, is that I was so like these people that I've connected with, I was so inspired by their journeys and by the things that they'd experienced and the things that they would say that would spark something in me that I was like, this is doing this for me, then this could be doing this for other people. And they, these people that are out here trying to make a difference, I really want their experiences heard and a platform for them to be sharing it with as many people as I can reach. And every time I have an interview, every time I have somebody on, every time I talk to one of my peers, I have so in coaches, every time I talk to one of my coaches, I just get so much more enlightened, more aware, more conscious. I have these profound experiences within those. I could be reading somebody's post, I can be listening to somebody's podcast, I can be reading a book, I can be speaking with somebody, I can be interviewing them, and I get so much from it. And from that, I've slowly but surely realized that I have multiple things in my journey that I want to accomplish. And in that journey and in that work and in evolving myself, I am evolving other people. I am helping other people awaken that, just like other people awaken that within me. Somebody says something to you that sparks something in you. Somebody mentions something that, and they say it in a way that opens your mind where it wasn't open before. And so every time I reach my next step, I'm also helping somebody else reach their next step. And I truly do believe this, and I've believed it for a long time now. But I didn't think of it in the way of your life's purpose. So I used to think of it as if you want to change the world, start with yourself. And I heard that a long time ago, and I was like, wow, that's really impactful. And I truly believe that, like I said, so many people just speaking, helping you out, opening the door, saying nice things, showing up so authentically showing up boldly, showing up compassionately, all of those things are helping everyone around us evolve. All of those things are touching people in a different way and helping all of us rise. And so I already really understood it that way. But when I thought about it in the life's purpose, I was like, maybe this is all of our life's purpose is to evolve ourselves as much and as high as we can so that we in return rise and lift others up as well. And that is our life purpose is we are all interconnected. And what rises you up and what helps you evolve and what grows you and what develops you is therefore going to develop and help rise and help inspire and help uplift all of those around you. And so maybe all of our life purpose is to all be the highest potential and the highest that we can be as people. So there's not one thing. It's a multitude of things. It's never ending. It's always going. And maybe that's why it was so hard for me to grasp before, is because I wanted it to be one tangible thing. And I don't truly believe that anymore. I believe that it's a myriad of things. And so I wanted to talk today because I had this like epiphany after listening to Michael Singer mention, how we all really, when you evolve, you help others evolve. And if you want to change the world, start with yourself and saying all the things that we've all heard. Or if you're in this journey of self development, you've probably heard. And for some reason, it just clicked differently. I've heard that, I've known that, I feel that, I try to be kind, I try to inspire, raise up people, uplift, help, challenge, all of those things, but I've never thought of it in the way of that's the journey. That's it. You're it. And the more that you work on you, the more that you are growing and you're evolving in your purpose. And I think this is so amazing because I think so many of us can get caught up in what other people are doing, where other people are at, where their growth is at, how they're failing or winning, and all of the things. And we lose focus of how we're growing, of how we're developing, and understanding of we all have different levels and it's not right or wrong. There's no failing or winning. We are just evolving at the pace that we are supposed to for our highest growth. So if you want to dive in to this idea that your internal growth and evolution is part of your life's purpose, this is it. How you grow and how you develop is it. That is your purpose. That is your life's mission. It's not to develop this one thing. It's not to be the best you can be in this one area. It's not to save this person or this country. It is simply to continue to grow and evolve within yourself. And when you do that, you evolve everyone around you, and we all help each other grow together and be more loving, more compassionate, more caring. So, if you are interested in this and you're like, I love this, really resonates, but what do I do? How do I even get here? I want to talk about what I believe are key steps in order to work on your self development and growth. And the first one is writing down and getting really clear about a couple areas in your life. And I think the first area is, what are your passions? What are you truly like? If you could think back to what you loved as a child, what you liked as a teenager, maybe you are depriving yourself of now that you used to really love. And for me, I was so focused on my career and just being really good in my career and developing in that area that I really lost touch with my creative and playful and fun side. And that side, she's a trip. She's amazing. And I don't ever want to lose that again. One way that I started developing that is by just playing around on things that I used to love, like swinging on swings at the park, sliding down the slides, riding a bike again, doing the things that I used to just truly enjoy and not doing them because I needed to get somewhere, not doing them because I felt like I needed to play with my niece and nephew or I needed to ride a bike for fitness. No, it was because I truly enjoyed it, and I just was in the moment of the wind blowing in my face and how I felt. And so maybe this is a lot of different areas for you, and that's wonderful. It's not you cannot make it too big of a list of things that you're passionate about. Another thing is that I used to draw all the time. I loved drawing. I loved writing. And I really just stopped doing that, and I love painting. And so just bringing those creative aspects back out. I used to write poetry all the time. I don't remember the last time I wrote a poem. And so diving into those areas and really just exploring how you feel when you're in them. And I think that this is so good because when we're in our creative passions and when we get like that side where we're just having so much joy and experiencing the moments, so many more creative things flow through, so many more ideas flow through. And also, it's an amazing stress reliever. It's so good for just if you're having a hard day at work and say you love poetry, going back to your poetry, or if you're having a hard day at work and you have a canvas and some paints and you're like, I'm just gonna go and maybe put my frustrations out on the canvas and see what comes to fruition. See what comes out of this beautiful sadness or anger or frustration that I feel inside. I think we can find beauty in so many things. And so, writing down what you're passionate about, writing down what you love, and then writing down what experiences that you want to have. And notice I didn't say things, I didn't say accomplishments, I didn't say activities. We'll get to that, but writing down the experiences that you want to have. How do you want to feel in an experience? What do you want to learn from an experience? Maybe there's a sensation that you want to feel in your body. Maybe there's some knowledge or insight about yourself that you want to gain. What kind of experience do you want to have? And I think that this is so important because everything we do it for a feeling that we want to have. And so understanding what kind of experience, say I wanted to develop my piano playing skills. Now, why do I want to develop that? Maybe I want to do it because I want to impress somebody. Maybe I want to do it because I think that I might be really good at it and it would be amazing to feel like I have something that is an instrument that I'm very good at. And I want to know what that feels like to be extremely good at something, extremely good at playing an instrument. Maybe there's some type of accomplishment that I want to feel within the doing of the thing or an accolade that I want to feel. What is it that drives you to want to have this experience? And I think that's just really important to know. And I think it's really important to be honest. If you really honestly want to do it for somebody to say, wow, you're amazing, it's good to know about yourself and be honest with that and not be shameful about that. That is something that we all experience and that we all want to experience. So, writing down what you're passionate about, what you love, and what kind of experiences that you want to feel. What kind of sensations do you want to have in your body? What might you want to learn? What kind of insight do you want to gain about yourself? And then I think it's so important to write down what goals that you have, no matter how big or how small. And I think it's important to have at least 10. And if you have more than 10, kudos to you. That's amazing. Like the more, the merrier. There is nothing off limits. This is just an exercise to really get to understand yourself more and what it is that you could be developing. And so when you write down your goals, be honest about why you want those goals. Write down what it is and then why you want to experience it, why you want that to be your goal, why do you want to accomplish it, what is going on in your brain about why you wrote that goal down. And again, be very honest with yourself. And there's no shame, there's no beating yourself up, there's no, oh, this sounds really conceited. None of that. It's just honest. You're just like popping up out of your body and you're just observing and you're saying, oh, okay, that's nice. I want this because of that. And that's totally fine. Anything is totally fine. And to write down at least 10. And then write down and reflect on your values. What's important to you and why? What type of impact do you want to make in this world? What type of impact do you want to have on yourself, on others? And be really honest about how your values align with what you want to accomplish. And it's also amazing to reflect on when you write down all your values, how are you showing up right now that is in alignment with your values? And how might you be showing up now that isn't in alignment with your values? So, the last thing that I think is really important to write down is what do you want to develop inside of you? So, this can be your self concept, your communication skills. Maybe it's about health and wellness, your emotional maturity, your mental well being or mental health. Maybe it's your empathy. If you want to be more of an active listener, maybe you want to speak up for what you believe in more, or maybe you just want to speak up for yourself. Maybe you want to speak up in meetings more, or when you have an opinion. Do you have boundaries? Do you want to have better boundaries? Do you want to have a deeper connection with your soul and your spirit, and that you want to develop that spiritual growth? Do you want to enhance your finances and your financial literacy? Do you want to have better relationships or be a better communicator in relationships? And in all of these areas, I would explore diving in a little deeper. What exactly do you want to develop in these areas? If it's communication, what exactly does that mean? Do you want to have better vocabulary? Do you want to enhance your empathy when you're communicating? Do you want to be a better active listener? Do you want to be better at communicating in public? What area do you want to develop? If it's relationships, is it your communication within relationships? Is it your emotional maturity within relationships? Is it boundaries within relationships? Like you can really expand on whatever area that you write down. You like get really granular and really see exactly what you want to develop. So once you have all of these things in front of you, I think the best steps are one, pick a goal and go through the SMART goals. Like, what is the goal specifically? What is your measurement? What is your timeline? All of the things. I didn't do that in order, but you can look up SMART goals and really flush that out and clean that out so that you have a very clear picture in whatever that goal is in your timeline. The best thing about goals is that goals teach us so much about ourselves. Really sticking to a goal, it takes a lot of trust within ourselves and development in ourselves and understanding, communication, like depending on what it is, you can hit a lot of your self developments that you wrote down, you can hit when you start to accomplish goal. And these goals might reflect some of your passions. And these goals might reflect some of the values. So, like, really dive into these areas. And when you're looking at how can I develop myself for my spiritual growth, my life's purpose, like, how can I evolve in my life's purpose? And the first thing is to look at your list and just start working on stuff. Start bringing in more of your passions. Start incorporating more goals into your daily life. And like, don't obviously, I would not recommend trying to do 5 goals at the same time, but there could be 1 or 2 goals that you're like, I want to do these. I want to start these now and really dive into those. Start looking at what's important to you and why, and incorporating more of that in your life. Being really cognizant of how you're showing up in your values throughout your day. And don't beat yourself up when you're not in your values. Just acknowledge and be aware when you're not in them and think, how can I do better next time? How can I be more in my values in this next conversation I have, in this next encounter I have, in this next business meeting I have, in my next goal setting? How can I develop my communications right now in my life? How can I enhance my boundaries? And I believe when we start working on these things, this is when we start living in our life's purpose. We start developing ourselves, we start evolving, we start expanding, and people notice. People get inspired. You might be more empathetic when you're speaking, and it completely changes how somebody was viewing their day, their plans, their goals, whatever it is. We are impacting people every single day. And so if you want to make the best impact on the world, start impacting your life right now. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you crush your goals, start reflecting, look at areas that you're passionate about, and bring more of those passions into your everyday life and start enhancing your internal world and reflecting that externally and start making a difference in so many people's lives out there so we can truly change the world, and it just starts with us. And how amazing is that? You have complete control over this. You have complete control over how you show up in the world. You have complete control in crushing your goals. You have complete control in your evolution and your development. So let's make a difference 1 day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one awareness moment at a time. All right, I'll talk to you in the next episode. Have a wonderful week. Bye. If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review so that we can connect with more people to develop our mind, body, and spirit.